There. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that's gone now. Straight back into 4. Great horn parts coming through there. Sick drum fill, modulation. So we're up to the D minor now. Hi folks, welcome back. Hope everybody's keeping well. Thanks for joining me. So today we're back with EPICA. This request comes in from one of my VIP members over on my Patreon page, Insolent Umbrella. So thank you for the request. They've given me a little blurb here, so I'm going to read this out. One of the reasons I like EPICA is that I have always sought out melody in music from a young age. It's why I also like bands like Radiohead. Good taste, love Radiohead. Which I don't ask you to do a reaction to since I'm guessing you're familiar with most of their catalogue. Your guess is good, yes? Yep, I've been into Radiohead since the bands came out. That wasn't yesterday. For August, we will do EPICA, so this is a request from August, Chasing the Dragon, which is a prime example of melody in their music. Except I don't know why the chord progressions are so pleasing, having no music theory background. Perhaps you could shed just a tiny bit of light on that. I'll try to bear that in mind. I usually do kind of get into chords and stuff, so I'll try and bear that in mind as I'm going through. Anyway, there we go. So the format of this video is going to listen to everything right through uninterrupted, and then I'll go back and then have a chat about it that time. Okay, so if you enjoy the video, folks, please do like and subscribe, comment below, and let's get going. Go.
To forget and memories to last in my heart. Free me now, make me forget and forgive. There's no use to go. Show me a way to the sun. Hear my scars. Nothing will be forever gone. Memories will stay. And Thank you so much.
Wow. That really was like a sort of mini opera on its own. So much in that, such a journey. I really didn't expect it to get quite so heavy and into the black metal, just because we sat so long in the sort of more calmer moments, if you like. But they made that transition work really well. Took me by surprise. I mean, and I've heard their music before, so I kind of. It's not that it was a bolt out of the blue. I mean, I kind of thought there might be some heavy stuff, but it was just the sheer aggression that they managed to get to from that beginning was quite surprising actually, and it worked really well. But yeah, I don't know, there's just so much going on with the orchestra. Um, I like the theatrical things with the aerial dancers and stuff as well. Like that goes well with the music. And yeah, it's just a big epic journey. Um, for anybody that's watched before, they'll know this, but this is my first time listening to it. And that's a lot. That's a lot to take in one go, of course. But even if it wasn't, generally I don't really look at lyrics because my ears sort of always pull to instrumentation. So I'm just kind of curious with the title of the song, "Chasing the Dragon." You know, I could go a million different ways, but for some reason, the first place my brain goes is that that's a term. It's not a term given for for getting high on heroin. Um, it's probably nothing to do with that, but I mean that's how I've heard the term being used, chasing the dragon, sort of shooting up on heroin. And also the very beginning of it made me immediately think of Alice in Chains. So I don't know. I feel like Alice in Chains and Lane Staley, isn't that his name? Um, Drug overdose and all the rest of it. Maybe it is actually dragons in terms of the sort of mythical beings, but you can let me know what actually the content is behind the meaning behind the song. The introduction, apart from Alice in Chains with this sort of acoustic guitars and stuff, I guess it's probably their unplugged performance that made me really think of that. But the sort of drowsy nature of the music and the title, I'm not going to try and give any more credence to that because oftentimes when I'm guessing this stuff, somebody will come in and say, actually, you're completely wrong. It's about a dragon. So, but yeah, whether it is or whether it isn't, it's thought provoking, isn't it? So there was that. Also, I wonder how many of you are familiar with the 80s band All About Eve. I was getting big All About Eve vibes in the sort of first few minutes. The vocals, the guitar, it really put me in mind of not necessarily a particular song, but the style of their music. Of course, that changed as things went on into the orchestral arrangements and the rest of the band and all. But the first part, very reminiscent of All About Eve, which are a band I really love. Yeah, hard to remember everything that went on. I don't even know everything that went on. It's all in one go. But that's the idea of these things, isn't it? So let's run it back and get into the weeds. Please consider taking a moment to check out my other channel, JW Soundworks, where you will find unique cover song performances. Newly composed piano arrangements. And all of my self-composed original music. Waiting on that voice to come in. It reminds me so much. What's that? I can't remember the name of that song. It's an Alice in Chains song. It's so like it. So we're in A minor. So just briefly on the chords there at the start, I don't know, some of this stuff sounded really detuned, so I don't know if... I do have a polyphonic drop tune, so I may be able to get down those low notes, like, but that part's in A minor, certainly, anyway. And it's C and D, I think. Got that sort of feel, hasn't it? But it's really nice with the acoustic guitar, of course. Very organic. I think we've got flutes and stuff there in the background, providing a counter melody. There is a contrary motion thing going on there, because it's the progression and the guitar is moving up from, you know, things are ascending, A, C, D. You'll notice that the flute part's descending, so we've got the music moving in sort of opposite directions, from bass rising, trebles coming down. Her style is so reminiscent of what's the name of the singer from All About Eve? Is it Julie something? The old mind's going these days. The affectation on those and now she's never, I don't think she's ever reminded me of her before, but this part is very, very like her. Down to a G. And then we pass down. So so far we're in the key of A minor. We've had the third, the fourth, and now we're down into G, which would actually be the seventh. So, you know, that works. You know, we would normally get 6, 7, and 8 being used a lot, especially in sort of rock music. I say the numbers there, I'm referring to the notes of the scale. If they're ever A minor, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's your 7 being used, and then your D major. So they're all sort of diatonic notes, diatonic chords from the scale. And then you've a passing note. So you'd refer to the F sharp there as a passing note, because that note doesn't really belong in the key, but it's a stepping stone to the next key. So if I give you an example, this is just because of your curiosity about chord progressions and stuff like that. So, you know, you could move it without that. You could just go straight from the G to the A minor, but I think it's you know, it's a nice, it's, you know, it's a compositional technique. It's used a lot, you know, but to use a passing note, you do get it a lot in classical music. Just it's a bridging the gap type of thing. I think that's an A minor over an E there. So that's the E bass is still there. Let's say E, M and E minor, of course. So if you listen, again, just because you mentioned the chord thing, you know, maybe talk a wee bit more about chords in particular in this video. But you know, there'll be many people watching this so that thinks, oh, this is basic stuff. What are you talking about this for? You know, she's got a lovely dress on. Why not talking about that? I'm joking, of course, joking. But That's kind of, it's kind of interesting to me. Like, well, it's fascinating, really. As a musician, I spent my entire life with music. But when you're writing a song and you're moving from chord to chord, where should we go next? And that's a device that it's really, it rarely doesn't work. Where you could refer to that as a pedal note. So staying on the E minor, and then changing the tonality of the chord, but not changing the bass note. So I haven't really checked properly, but it's my instinct is it's an A minor up there, but it's against the E. Now the E does belong in an A minor chord because your three notes of the A minor chord are A, C, and E, which is the first, third, and fifth of the scale. 1, 3, 5. But typically, if you're playing an A minor chord, you'll often get the A at the bottom. As with most chords, you get the root note at the bottom in the bass. So A minor with an A minor with a C at the bottom instead. You get that. And then in this case, I think we've got it with an E. That then gives us a sort of, if we're in context with E minor, and we go to the A minor, keeping the E, you could refer to that as like a suspension because the music is unresolved sounding, It adds tension to the music. You don't stay on it very long. Back to the A minor, C, D, go back. Just another point maybe to touch on, which is, and you were talking about melody and sort of drawn very much to melody. Even just for this reason, I think I can understand why you may enjoy this song so much or other songs like it. I feel like when it comes to a very well-written song or a song that many people can appreciate, even if they're not musicians, is you'll get something that could probably be boiled down. If you take all of the arrangements, and in essence, you've got like a very strong core of a song, which is a very powerful, memorable, uncluttered melody. Against the harmony is interesting, it's moving around, but it's not Shostakovich. It's not all over the place and really, really difficult to sort of decipher. So there's that. The chords are somewhat familiar sounding. You will have heard those in other songs, but it's sophisticated enough to keep you sort of pulled in. It's got more to it. But what I'm trying to get at is if you take away everything, you take the vocal and just the chord, you could boil that down, just an acoustic guitar and sing the song, and you would have the essence of the song there. I think that's always a good sign of a song that despite all the layering and all the different things going on, if you can extract the core element and it would stand alone, So that's possibly some of the part of the reason you're just sort of feeling the feelings that you feel.
To go on and show me a way to the sun.
You can hear the second or the ninth in there as well. So although we're in the E minor, you can hear, definitely don't hear that note, you look what I'm playing. This is probably my favorite chord, and like actually even in that key, E minor 9, it's a beautiful chord. So it's the second note of the scale, stuck on the top. Think of your octave, 8 notes, octave, and then when you go to the 9th note, that's just the second note again in the next register. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You hear it sort of peeking out at the top there. Again, it's dissonant, it's unresolved sounding, but it's not wacky and completely wild. It's still sort of very much in key. To me, it's a sort of perfect blend of you know, like a minor chord with just a slight vibe edge to it.
To the south, hear my
It's that A minor thing again. Cymbal swells. I was wondering what that chord was. So it's an F sharp major, which is definitely out of the blue. So you hear the semitone fall. You mentioned Radiohead. I feel like that's the type of thing that you would hear in a Radiohead song, that shift. That chord was used multiple times throughout the song, you know. It's slightly ambiguous, that one. That's back to an A, but it doesn't really sound major or minor to me. Feels like it's avoiding the third. Oh, I just played it. If I was to play something like that there and completely avoiding the third is the giveaway as to whether it's major or minor. So it's C sharp if it's major, C natural if it's minor. So you hear an overt third being used somewhere, then it's straight into that. There you go, major or minor. The strings are very subdued but very supportive, very dynamic. Of course, you got the synth strings in there as well. I thought I was detecting that. So obviously the drums and the bass are there to lift the whole song, but do you notice that they're very subdued? They're there and there's lots of feel. The groove in the drum's really strong to me, but they're not getting in the way at all, you know, which is, you know, it's great taste. You know, just a small point on that. You might assume that whenever you hear something like, say, a bass guitar or the drums that are playing something fairly straightforward, when I say straightforward, not busy is what I mean. And you might be sort of, it'd be quick to assume that, oh, that's what would you call it? Representative of their ability. You know, the fact that they're playing so few notes. No, not necessarily. You know, people can be massively virtuosic and overly skilled on an instrument, but depending on what the song calls for, you know, actually to show lots of restraint is an ability thing. It's not that somebody like this is playing at their ability, you know, at their max level, because they're like, oh, I can. The bass line sounds, oh, I could play that, that's simple. But the choice to play like that and not to go. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you need to do it or should do it. So yeah, just thought I would say that. It took me a while to learn that, you know, it was part of the musical journey, and the whole thing's still a journey. We're always learning, aren't we, kids? Love the way the strings sort of pick up as the vocals tail off. More energy in the drums with the open hi-hat. powerful vocals. Still got, even though the energy's starting to come into it, still got this real drowsy feel. Like a tight hug. Just looking up there like you better not fall on top of my head, please. That's low. Yeah, that's down to B. Let's see if my pedal can handle this. I'm optimistic. Well, not usually, but today, maybe, let's see. So for an E, we're going to have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it goes down 5 semitones. Knock that back 5. So, show you how this works. So if I'm in standard tuning, which I am in E, engage this useful pedal. You can hear it's not perfect, you know, because the more notes that you play, it starts to get muddled up. It's now giving me a B instead of an E. Technology, guys, eh? The times we live in. It's something like that, isn't it? Yeah, so can't get enough of that, eh, guys? You love that too, don't you? That's why you love the band as well. Tell the truth. That chugging. Very sort of doom metal. I've got a bit too much reverb on this, but I'm not going to start trying to dial in a perfect tone. It's a bit sort of 90s My Dying Bride. Big My Dying Bride, and I'm back on talk. I like the slight variations in the rhythm as well. It's not that every time it comes around, there's slight variations in that. There. So, it's sort of the Metallica school of riffs, isn't it? We all show homage in our own ways. But yeah, it's definitely got a sort of 90s sort of doom black metal vibe at that point. Of course, you've got these sort of brass swells and stuff here, the tubas and things coming in there. can hear they're buried a little bit. Well, they're not buried in the mix, but they're definitely under there a little bit. But you can hear the choir starting to come through. You just check the time on my camera. Many of you probably already know these sort of DSLR cameras have a time limit. They stop recording after a while. And the only thing is you've got a slight, tiny red dot up in the top corner, and half the time you'll look up there and that's gone. It's like, oh, shit, it's not recording anymore. So should really set an alarm or something to go off, but that's just another thing. I've got too many things on the go at the same time already as it is. Let's go on. There's the choir. We're in a different key, of course, now, so so we're as in B minor now. So it's C sharp. So it's the same chord progression as before, but it's modulated. What were we in at the start? I can't remember. Is it A minor? I think it was A minor. So now we're in B minor, so we've moved up. Ironically, we've gone up a tone, but because of the drop tuning on the guitars, we've gone way down. I mean, I say up because B is one note above A, B. It's more like A, B. Anyway, there we go. That's the new chord, C sharp major. Now, there's so much going on and so much weight in the music now. With the electric guitars, the bass, the drums very loud, choir, orchestra, everything. But do you notice that vocal is just soaring above the whole lot? Very strong melody, sung impeccably. I detected something in there. It was like, was there one bar of 7 or something the first time? Not entirely sure if I got that or not. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, and then back in again. So do you hear it's not in a fully complete bar? So I guess you could count it as a bar of 2, 4 instead of a bar of 4, 4. Just used once. Well, it was used again, I think, but once and then back to the 4, 4. There, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that's gone now, straight back into 4. Great horn parts coming through there. Sick drum fill, modulation. So we're up to the D minor now. I love that. Okay, that. I can't explain why you feel the way you feel, of course, but I try. But here's something that's curious, right? So if we're in B minor, which we are, the major that's related to that is D major. So that would be kind of like an obvious place to move to if you're trying to find the next part of the song. And when I say it's related, it's got the same sharps. It's got 2 sharps in the key signature, right? The same key, essentially, B minor and D major. So moving from B minor to D major, not that big of an event. It's like, okay, it makes sense. But do you notice they go to D minor? Now that is weird because D major is so sort of related to the, I can't think of another word now. I need more coffee, but if I put the coffee machine on, guys, it's going to be like this in here. Sorry about that. I was tempted. Anyway, so the fact that it's D minor, it's something that even theoretically you might be able to, I don't know what's going on there. That shift is this or it's that, and why does it make me feel like this? You know, that's maybe why. It's because it's not what you would expect, even though it's using the key that should be there by flattening that third. It's a different world. Just the difference one note can make, eh? Again, comes back to that third. If I go to the D major, it's got an F sharp in it. I take the F sharp and flatten it by one semitone, which is a motif we've already talked about today, moving things down by one semitone. We're in the minor. So literally just that one note just moved like that. What happens? That's why it feels really cool, I think, because it's not quite what we expect, and yet it feels familiar. Drummer opening up. So we're back to the B. Some fast riffing on the guitar. And then we're coming down that progression I was saying to you before about the 6, 7 and the 8. It's coming down the 8, 7, 6, which I'm playing an E, of course, so E, D, C, but that would be B, A, G in the key that we're hearing. Let's see if we can figure out the riffing in this. It's a wee bit hard to tell, there's so much going on, but it's definitely, it's that kind of thing, but I'm not sure if it's like, could be something like that as well. It's a little bit hard to tell because there's so much going on in the mix, and it's live, of course. I did detect that harmony thing. I think I heard some sort of harmony guitar pattern, so what I just played there, I feel like that came in later on, so that's probably not what's happening there. It might be just on the root notes. That's technical stuff, you know. You really need to be warmed up to play that anyway accurately. I'm near sure I can hear like. Duh. I feel like I can hear a difference in the notes. It's not just the same. Could be played like that, all on the same string. Whew, it's a workout. It actually goes down to the dominant as well, so it's like there's the F sharp, which on the guitar would be there. Yeah, it's a great progression in it. Tried and tested, and here remains. Still a very strong sense of melody. We've nearly got a Bach toccata and fugue on the go there. You hear that organ? Let's see what's work that out. Oh, it's there. Yeah, so can't tell. Like, again, in the mix, there's so much going on. But if I heard the organ on its own, I'd get it. Like, I definitely hear these notes jumping out, which is almost making me think of Painted Black. If you can remember it. Which the Tea Party do a fantastic cover of. If you've never heard that, go and listen to that. Double kick. Great drumming. There's the harmony there, beside there. Properly into black metal trem picking. I need my wee pedal. Then you hear the harmony coming in. Whoa. No editing here, guys, eh? All on the one go, for better or worse. There's the harmony, you hear it? You can hear like a harmonic minor vibe in the scale there in the background. B major. And then into the minor. There's that thing, so there's the theme of the day, semitones. Because we had this. Minor. That wasn't perfect, by the way. You already know that, but that was an approximation. First go, guys, remember? First go. There's the chorus back. You fans are all very sporting. I know, even if it was my favourite band, I don't know. I'm too miserable to join in. I'd still be really enjoying myself, like, but when everybody starts doing this, I'd be like, nope, I'm not doing it. Beautiful. Weird wind. So it actually sounds like the guitar ends on a minor. Which is an E, actually, of all the places we've been, E minor. But do you hear there's hints of major come in after it? I can hear something in the background. The G sharp, there's G sharp frequencies in there somewhere, which gives us that. Which, by the way, there's it's tierce to Picardy. There's a term for you there, or the Picardy third. You know, when you get a piece of music that's been predominantly in the minor key, for instance, but actually ends in the major. Chopin's Nocturne C sharp minor. All minor, but when you get to the very end, into the major. So there's definitely hints of that there. I think it's actually both. I think it actually ends on the minor, and then in the background we hear some sort of major magic going on. Minor, there's the major. It looks like a harp or something playing it. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for this request. A wee bit more chatty than usual
you so
today.
much.
You're welcome. A wee bit more chatty today than normal, but there you go. I'll go and lie in a darkened room for a while now and see you again next year sometime. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, please do all the stuff and comment below. See you again. If you're passionate about piano, whether as a player or listener, or if you're considering online lessons or masterclasses, please visit my YouTube channel, JW Piano Works. There you'll discover a wealth of piano performances, with many more to come. Based on demand, I'll also be introducing video tutorials for piano pieces. Thank you.